Hello. This is Luis Martin, the art engineer. I am gonna do another vlog number 3. I just came back from Orlando for some podcasting conference, podcast movement, and my hands are itching to just do stuff. I did some stuff yesterday, and it didn't record. But what did happen is that I have tons of scraps, and if you're anything like me, I have a really hard time throwing stuff away. And then when I do, and I look into my trash, it's just so beautiful in there that I kind of have to rescue stuff. So I have tons of scraps from my session yesterday and my previous session. So today it's about scraps. So grab your scraps and see what we can do together, all right? I'm gonna turn this camera. Let me know if you can hear the music. So scraps. And I mean, and just off the top of this was an image, like, whoa, right? All the colors and all that fun stuff. I mean, arresting fun stuff, right? So I have all these things with Arnold, which are really exciting. So, I mean, let me start there. Sorry about that, I just banged that up. Okay. So if you remember from my last vlog number 2, I had a Arnold Schwarzenegger book on physique, and it was super homoerotic, and it was super cool. And that is where I got this exciting image. So let's see what we do. So as you know, I'm a podcaster. I have a podcast called Studio Confessions. And I went to this amazing event in Orlando, Florida. And let me tell you, I love Florida. But one thing I realized was that I live in a bubble. If you live in New York, LA, San Francisco, or one of those bustling cities, you too live in a bubble. And I know this, right? But specifically for this podcast, I was like, oh, I'm one of many podcasters who are podcasting about art, about empowerment, Latino podcasters. And then I arrived and I was like, oh, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm quite special, actually. There doesn't seem to be a lot of me around. So needless to say, I came back very inspired and very motivated to create, to make things. And I mean, I feel like we say more than ever a lot, but more than ever, it's really important to kind of show up, right? And speak up and make beautiful things and share them with people. And here we go. You know what? There's another really interesting image, if you can see this. This is him. It almost looks like he's about to stab something. He's just stretching, but it's kind of abstract. I love this image. So I don't know if I want to take it out of there. Take him out of there. But so whoever you are, it doesn't matter, Latino, queer, or what kind of content you want to produce, we need to show up. So let's produce some fun stuff, and make some beauty. Even if you just make art, even if you just make drawings of cats, who cares? Let those cats share some joy. I want to see cats. So that's kind of cool, right? So if you see, he's kind of like stabbing himself. I always think, as artists, everything we do reflects us, right? And this kind of makes reference to twins or Geminis. I'm a Gemini. Don't hold that against me. It also shows kind of like him stabbing himself, which maybe makes reference to the ego or narcissism. Yes, I'm a narcissist. Yes, I have ego. Don't hold that against me either. But I have a healthy ego, I think. Right? Je ne sais pas. Alright, this might be something. So I just cut the legs off to create a visual impact. Oh, there we go, yeah. Is that cool? Maybe I need to loose that up. I love this song. It's like a dance song, but it's about the end of the world. It's about like when the sun loses its shape, which I kind of love. I watch a lot of Ancient Aliens. Don't hold it against me. I just love the idea that, you know what, we're not the coolest thing out there. There are other things out there, and don't know. There'll be a reckoning. I'm kind of morbid that way, right? Yes, I love this a lot. Wow. See, so this is all from scraps. This is from stuff that I could have thrown away because it was just the back of something or something that I just cut a piece of. So let me commit to this for a second. So I'm using my little 3M squares that I get at Target. Yeah, I had to check there was 3M and not M3 because I'm dyslexic and I don't want to give you the wrong information. Okay, so this is together now. So we have a nice background, but new. So I like to have a nice neutral color background. In this case, neutral, I'm just going to use white. That's kind of cool already. So see, again, this is fodder for like a great painting sketch. So yesterday I had this fun shape. And if you look at my Instagram, you'll see something that I called Hero for the End. Again, the end. And it was Arnold's body that I collaged. And you can check it out, let me know what you think. I tried to hide his face, so he's unrecognizable. Which I'll have to do here too, huh? I don't know, I like to think of ugly, right? Like, things need to be beautiful, but there needs to be a certain amount of discomfort or ugliness. I have a lot of these nice little circles that I can use. This is Departures magazine. If you have access to Departures magazine, my god, this is my favorite magazine. It's certainly aspirational. It shows you travel, hotels. Highly recommended for beautiful color. I have a few friends that now save it for me. I think this one came from a waiting room for my sister-in-law. So watch out for Departures. You can't subscribe. You have to be like an American Express card holder or something, which I'm not. But if you get it, you don't want it, send it my way. Oh wow. And this is actually from Afar magazine. I'm sure I've talked about it before. They have just the most beautiful photography that just is yearning to be appreciated and collaged. So I wanted to use this, but this is kind of cool too. But no, I love this. So, I mean, even in making these videos, I try to not be precious about things, because sometimes it's going to come out, sometimes it's not, and I don't mind. But I have to catch myself, you know? Not trying to be like, oh, look what a great collage artist I am, and let me make something pretty each time I sit here. Which I'll try to do, but if it doesn't come out, it doesn't come out. Okay, this is doing something, right? I like the shape of it. It's kind of balanced in an unbalanced way. I really like the water element here. Let's see. So Orlando was amazing. Have you been to Orlando? If you haven't, go. High five Mickey. I didn't get to do that this time around, but something to do out there. And it's amazing what a different world it is, just 2 hours away from New York on a plane. Not complaining, but it's different. But I did get to interview actually an artist that she's an Instagram stranger, but I reached out and invited her to be on the podcast, and she agreed. And it was just an amazing interview and a way to get to meet people. So this is really taking shape. Let me put it to the side and see what else we can find here. Like I said, so this is scraps, right? So these are things that I have already kind of eyed and decided that I like. So maybe that's why it's a little bit easier. And here are my flowers that I go to in case of emergencies. Stuff like this is really inspiring too, because look at this, like, I want my house to look like this, but my husband's not too into craziness. As far as decor anyway. Oh, isn't this great? Someone brought this to me from Spain that they got in a flea market. I asked him to bring me porn, but he didn't. He brought me comics, which is fine. I mean, porn to collage, not to gawk over, which, I mean, I guess is part of the process. But it's just incredible, and there's some really beautiful drawings, and even the composition of some of these things are really inspiring to emulate in collages, which I'll go into at some point. Look at that. That's so generic and cool. But even that, look at the treatment of all of these, like the foliage. That'd be such a great painting to recreate and then add stuff to. Wow, cats. Didn't we just talk about cats? See, cats. You ask and you receive. I want money. No, I'm just kidding. I do want money. This is really cool. That is a great image, right? Alright, but this is kind of precious. I'll save this for later. This is cool. So I mean, this is also inspiration, right? This goes on my vision board. Hello, Cristiano. I want to look like you. So actually I have a trainer, and he's really amazing. I'd never do the things that he makes me do. And it's fun. I hit my wall like 20 minutes into my workout, and that's when you know you're doing something. Okay, look, this is kind of cool, right? I love this green. Such a different... it adds to the palette here. I have to do something about this shoe here. And this face. Okay. Maybe I can just chop that up. Okay, so this is where the handy dandy mat comes into place, right? Because you have these lines, and as easy as making a straight line might sound to you, to me it's not as easy because I'm spontaneous. So let's cut this guy right here. So I didn't meet any other artists at this podcast event, though I did learn about one later, a podcaster who podcasts about art. That would have been cool, but maybe next time. Oh shoot, I just noticed that. Alright, we'll see. So I try to get rid of all indications of where the image might have come from, and that is no fun. But let's see. And a big fun part about these collages is that narratives start coming out, right? Like we were talking about the ego or the evil twin. This is cool, but what do I do about that, you guys? All right, so let's get creative here. Okay, so this to the side. Cristiano, that's his name, right? Anyway. Okay. Well, I do have these guys, and I do have more scrap. So, listen. Use all of your resources. So I think I have something now. So I just remembered this guy. Look at that. There's outer space. How cool is that? All right, here we go. So this is really exciting. Yes. Okay. Let me see. There's hair everywhere because I shed. I used to have 2 pugs and they were the kings of shedding. I kind of miss them, but don't tell anybody. We didn't get along all that much. Yeah, okay, I think this works. Ah, I moved it. Okay, if I start dancing, please stop me. This is like a killer song. So I really like to align things, you know? I like to make, if I can align things, it just makes for a better composition. Okay, so I should have put the square on this thing, but I put it there just to make sure that I get the text out, but wasn't all that bright, but we'll make it work. Voila. Voila. Okay. So podcasting has been really fun. Do you guys have a podcast, or what do you listen to? Clearly, the podcasting led me to want to make these vlogs because it's a little bit more informal, and once you feel like comfortable to start talking, you're less inhibited, you know? So here we are. Okay. Don't like that. Okay, I think we arrived somewhere. Yeah. Okay, I think this is something, but initially I had this guy right here, right? I'm dancing, but you can't see me. Trying to see if I have other blue stripes here that I can use, but no, I think that's actually weird enough that it conveys some kind of narrative. Ah! Again, see, I was going to do the same mistake. I was going to put the square on the bottom, but it should be on whatever you're putting on that has. So no matter where you put it, it'll stick, opposed to having to blindly find the place you want. So I think I made something here. Gee, that's fantastic. I'm super happy. Kind of problematic because I could cut into him, put him behind him, but if it doesn't work, then I'm screwed, and I've made a horrible mistake. Because there's something about having it all untouched and pristine. Well, that's cool too, huh? That adds a little element of graphicness. I want to cut into it a little bit. Yeah. Gotta go for it. See, just that little nuance of it being behind him, it adds a lot. And I like that. I like that. Alright, this makes me really happy. Can you tell? Oops, look, I just scratched it with my finger. Shoot. Alright, anyway. Alright, so this is something. I mean, I have a whole story here. I don't know what it is, but it's good. I like it. I'll stop there. This is a 20-minute video about scraps. So save your scraps, make something, because they already have your touch. You've already curated them, so save them, put them together, play around with them. Nothing's sacred, so just do it. And again, I can't reiterate this. What you do matters. There's not enough of you out there. So say something with your art, with your voice, with your muscles. Show up. It's Luis Martin, the art engineer. Check out studioconfessions.com and let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to hear. Let me know what you're collaging. All right, ciao.